Want to be part of the stories? Join my Patreon, and I'll draw you or two characters of your choice as part of the horror universe I create. With exclusive rewards like shoutouts and custom art, you'll directly support the channel while becoming a unique part of the content. Check out the tiers and join the community today.
At the time of this story, I was about 12 years old. We lived in Wichita, Kansas. We had just moved there from Garden City, Kansas. My family also lived in a duplex in a rough neighborhood. Less than a block away from the house was my brother's school. And on the weekends and holidays, we would go to his school to play and do kid stuff. Well, one Thanksgiving break, my brother and I went to the basketball courts just to get some shots up. So we had been there for about an hour when I got a strange feeling. Now, I've had this feeling before, and I remember knowing it meant something bad. So I looked around for anything that may catch my attention, but there was nothing. So we kept playing. But I could not shake the feeling. So after about 30 minutes, we were preparing to leave, which all we had to do was go across the playground and jump the back fence, and we would just be across the street from our own house. So I go to get the basketball from the court, and my brother follows. I get to the ball and decided to shoot a half-court shot. In mid-shot, there's this feeling again. So again, I stop and I look around. That's when I notice a man standing there on the other side of the fence on the sidewalk. He's looking at us, but he's not moving, just standing there. But I really pay him no mind and shoot the shot. Of course, I missed it, but the ball hits the rim and it bounced near the fence. I race over to get it, trying to beat my brother to it. And I reach down to get it, and there's that feeling again. So I look over my shoulder. The guy is still there, just watching us. Now he's walking along the fence, running his hand along the fence, just staring at us. Not once did his eyes come off of us. Then I notice he's heading to the fence entrance. Now I knew that being next to the busy street, people could see us as they passed. But that feeling was so strong, and this guy, he looked so creepy. And he keeps staring at us. Something in me yelled, "Run." And my feet started moving, and my brother was right behind me. We got to the corner of the school and stopped. We turned and looked, and he was entering the fence, and he was still watching, but now he's coming our way. I grabbed my brother, and we sprinted around the backside of the school, in the block and a half to our house. We bust open the door and ran to our mother, and we told her what happened with tears coming on our face. She held us and told us everything would be okay and we're safe. She called the police, but nothing ever came of it. And ever since then, my brother and I were too afraid to go to the park by ourselves. This happened about 3 years ago. I was hanging out with my friends, Austin, Vincent, Charlie, and Bobby, while my parents were gone for the weekend. On Saturday afternoon, me and my friends were hanging out playing Battlefield 1 at Austin's house, chilling and having a good time. A couple hours later, we got bored and had nothing to do. But we went on a walk on a boardwalk, talking about what plans we had for the summer. After we talked about our summer plans, my friend Austin asked if we can go to the abandoned hospital. But I was thinking that wouldn't be a good idea because it might be frightening and scary, but I agreed. Around 5 p.m., we got into my pickup truck and drove there. We got there around 6:30 p.m. and I parked my truck next to the entrance in case anything happens while we're checking the hospital out. When we got inside the hospital, it was a little bit creepy, but the hallways and the other rooms were empty. About 20 minutes later, we heard something that made our hearts drop. It was the sound of a girl screaming, saying, "Help, somebody help me." Then I heard someone saying, "Shut your mouth." We followed the sound all the way up the stairs, and when we got there, we saw a dim light from the room. As we got closer, I told my friends to not move a muscle. As I peeked through the room, I saw a girl taped to the chair. After I looked at the girl, I quietly told my friends to come to the room and help. After we helped the girl, she thanked us. She told us her name was Hannah. She also said that she was kidnapped by a man 3 weeks ago while coming home from college for the summer. We decided to get back to my truck, but suddenly we saw a movement coming from the stairway, and we decided to find an empty dark room and hid there until someone passed us. After a minute or two of hiding in the dark room, we saw some guy wearing a flannel shirt, jeans, boots, and holding a machete. After the man passed us, we got out the room quietly without making any noise. Before we got to the exit, we heard the man screaming and yelling for the girl. We started running to my truck, so my friends jumped in the back of the bed, and then we quickly started the engine. And as I started the engine, my friend Austin yelled for me to hurry up. After my friend Austin yelled, I looked behind us, and it was the man charging us with the machete. So I quickly drove off and called the police. After we escaped, we pulled in at a gas station, waiting for the cops to show up, and told them exactly what happened. After we told the police where the hospital was, they went over there and investigated, and they caught the man surprisingly. He was taken into custody and got charged with kidnapping. After the police took him away, they told us they've been looking for this guy for 5 years and said he had prior convictions. The ambulance took her to the hospital, and then we went home and decided to never go to places like that again. I still can't stop thinking about what would have happened if that guy would have caught us. More importantly, what would have happened to Hannah if we never showed up.
Want to be part of the stories? Join my Patreon, and I'll draw you or 2 characters of your choice as part of the horror universe I create. With exclusive rewards like shoutouts and custom art, you'll directly support the channel while becoming a unique part of the content. Check out the tiers and join the community today.